Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, which is going to be about why is there a rise in childhood allergy in Australia specifically. There is also a huge rise in the UK and the USA, but we know that Australia is the worst country in the world for childhood allergy. So, and it's a question we get asked all the time. So I hope this is going to be helpful for you today. So there's a few reasons. The one of the most accurate answers we can give you is we don't fully know yet why there is such a rise in childhood allergy all of a sudden. So when I say all of a sudden, I mean over the last 20 to 30 years, but it's gone up. Just the trajectory of childhood allergy has gone through the roof, and specifically in the Western world and specifically Australia. So there may be a few different reasons for this. One of the ones that's being talked about right now and being studied is there's actually been a study to show that if a child is born out with its parents' country of origin, it is more likely to develop food allergies, like a lot more likely to develop food allergies. There has been a study in the Asian population where they studied Chinese couples and children, and when the Chinese couple would have a baby in China, it had a lot lower risk of developing food allergies than if that same child was born in Australia. So that really points to environmental factors, but we don't know exactly why. But there are a few other through a few other things to talk about with that. Now, Australia is a really multicultural country, so that may be why we have such high rates of food allergy. The same goes for the UK and the USA. Very, very multicultural, lots of different cultures in one place. So that could be why the numbers are so high in those countries, because that study is a study that's actually been published, and it's been proven to be very accurate. One of the other things that's probably not helped is that not that long ago, we were still telling parents to avoid giving your children nuts and eggs until they were like 2 or 3 years old. And actually now we know that you need to do the complete opposite. We need to get them in there before they're 1, to get the immune system used to them, basically, because allergy is an immune system response, remember. So when we hear the older generations say, oh, there was no such thing as allergy in my day, and that there wasn't a problem, and it's all made up. Well, to a point they were right, because 30, 40 years ago, allergy was not as prevalent as it is now. There would have been maybe one child in a whole school that had a food allergy, maybe. Now we've got children in every single class with a food allergy, and they're the ones that are likely to remain having a food allergy, because we know that most children will grow out of them under the age of 5, and once you get to 5 and get a bit older, it's less likely that you will grow out of it. So unfortunately, the grandparents are right. It was not as prevalent when they were younger and when they first had their children, but it is now, and it's a serious condition that involves the immune system response, so we must make sure that people are educated with it. One of the other things that we know is that if your child is brought up with a dog in the house, they're less likely to develop food allergies. So that would maybe point to the child being exposed to different dirt, basically, different pathogens, different things in the house, that you can't keep a house sparkling clean with a dog. I grew up with dogs, and yeah, it's almost impossible to keep any kind of dirt or mud out the house, but yeah, less likely to develop food allergies. So there you go, that's another thing. One of the things that's being studied right now is to do with the gut biome, so your gut flora. So all that, like the lovely garden that's inside your gut that helps you, extract all the enzymes and minerals and vitamins and all that jazz. And we know that the gut flora that you have when you're a very young child is kind of the gut flora that you'll have for the rest of your life. So I am not an expert in digestive system or gut, but that's just very layman terms. But there's been a massive change in our gut over the last couple of decades, which reflects the processed food and the environment we live in now, the plastic lifestyle that we live. So we don't have any hard facts on that. But I don't think it's any coincidence, the world we live in now and the rise in allergy, asthma and eczema and lots of other things. But I could spin off subject, but I'm not going to. So environmental, in my eyes, has to play a part, and that's definitely something that's being studied as well. The last thing to mention is the vitamin D situation. So there's been studies, and there's actually studies, they're recruiting children for studies right now, because it's shown that if children with a vitamin D deficiency are 11 times more likely to develop a peanut allergy. So there are actually studies, and they're recruiting for studies, especially in Australia right now. They're recruiting babies to basically be given vitamin D. Extra vitamin D, which is, completely fine, and to see whether these children, develop peanut allergy. So that's something else that is being studied, because 11 times more likely is a lot. So I hope that's been helpful for you. Don't forget to pick up our food allergy challenge PDF that we have, a free PDF, and you'll see all that below the video here. And also we have the Nest Allergy membership. But just take a look at the classes and things that we have, and when you come to one of our classes, you'll definitely leave feeling like you're in the know and you've got all the information you need, but not too complicated, everything that you can remember, and put your mind at rest. So I hope this is helpful today, and we'll see you again next week. Bye bye.